Thank you. Thank you very much. So, I'll start again with a clear throat. Thank you very much. Yeah, you heard I'm an Australian. I come from a very normal Australian family. They're in the iron and steel business. My mother used to iron and my father used to steal. It's not true. My mother used to steal as well. But I've been a professional comedian for the past 40 years. I've been working here in Switzerland for the past 25 years, and I can really say Swiss are without a doubt the best audience in the world. Yeah. Swiss are really happy if you're on time. Yeah, and you know, a lot of people around the world, they say, how can you be a comedian in Switzerland? The Swiss don't have a sense of humor. To which I say, you're right. I say, you know, the Swiss may not have a huge sense of humor like in other countries, but the Swiss have the highest salaries and the best standard of living in the entire world. I say to them, if you want to make a Swiss person laugh, just tell them how much you earn. So Switzerland is a great place to live, and we have everything here. It's really perfect, but there's also a shadow side, and it's not just Switzerland. This is happening in the whole world at the moment. At the moment here in Switzerland, psychiatrists are overbooked, can't take any new patients. Old people homes, nursing homes are filled with people suffering from dementia. And the younger generation, well, the younger generation are having a problem with the highest levels of depression we've ever seen. Mental illness is rising at a rapid rate, and at the moment, in the past 10 years, it has risen by 25%. 25%. And a little fun fact, if you've suffered from depression, like a lot of the young people these days, your chances of getting dementia when you're older raise up to 50%. 50%. Now, this number scares me because I've also suffered from dementia. People say I'm crazy. Okay, that joke didn't work, so we'll try another one. I've also suffered from depression. I've really also suffered from depression. I had a time as a comedian where things all went wrong. During the period from 2000 to 2011, I had one huge setback after another. I was bankrupt about 8 times in 10 years. I could write a book about all the things you should not do in show business. I did everything wrong and it all went down the drain. And it was a huge effect on my self-worth, on my mental and emotional well-being. But humor and laughter and joking was really something that saved my life. It really managed to help to pull me out of depression and out of the difficult times over and over. And why is that? Because humor and laughter is our inbuilt emotional and mental immune system. If we can laugh about something, we can process it faster. If we have something that's a trauma and we can laugh about it, it's a small trauma, we can laugh about it quite quickly, we process it, we get over it. If it's a big trauma, it takes longer, but the quicker we can laugh about a trauma or a problem, the quicker we can process it, the quicker we can start to clear the way for new thoughts, the quicker we can clear the way to have creative ideas and move forward in our life. I have a friend, he's from Lebanon, and he said in Lebanon, after the big explosion in Beirut, the people were already making jokes 2 weeks after it. 2 weeks after it. They used the laughter and the humor to process this huge trauma. It was all they had. They couldn't afford to go and see a psychiatrist. They had to laugh about it. And for example, the pandemic was a huge trauma for me as a comedian. 3 years, no jobs, no work. It was really bad for my career, also for my bank account. But I can tell you, I significantly improved my golf handicap. You know, they say in golf, the workers all play football, the middle management play tennis, and the CEOs and bosses all play golf, which goes to show, the higher you go, the smaller the balls. Anyway, I used the pandemic as a chance to work on an online comedy course. And for my online comedy course, I really studied the impact of humor and laughter on the human body and the human brain. And I read all of these scientific papers. And I was really myself astounded about the impact, the positive impact humor and laughter has on our brain. And in neuroscience, they're saying that laughter is probably the best thing we can do for our mental and emotional health. So in neuroscience, there are 5 key factors to good mental health. Would you like to know them? Don't all shout at once. Would you like to know them? Yes. Oh, good. I thought you would. This is the big 5. They're rather easy. The first one is good sleep, 7 to 9 hours a day. Rather easy. The second one is exercise. Exercise a few times a week, 20, 30 minutes. The third one is to eat well. So a Mediterranean diet, lots of fruit and vegetables, very easy. The fourth one is social activity, just being with people together. It's good for your brain. And the fifth one, it is cognitive stimulation. That can be doing art, that can be learning languages, that can be telling jokes and being with people together. Now the great thing about humor, and this is what neuroscience is proving, humor and laughter has an effect on all five. It is the only thing that has an effect on all five at the same time. So when we laugh, like you've probably noticed when you laugh with a bunch of friends together, that evening you will sleep better. Yeah? When we laugh a lot, it helps by our digestion. So that's number 2. Number 3, laughing is like a sport. When we laugh, our diaphragm moves up and down, our heart beats faster, it sends more oxygen to our brain. They say that 5 minutes laughter is as good for you as 20 minutes jogging. Now, these days I don't go to the gym. Well, I go there and I just watch the people on the running machines for 5 minutes and laugh my ass off. It's made cheaper. So this is the amazing thing. Also, it's a social activity. When we laugh usually with a group, and laughter is contagious. They've seen that if you sit in front of the television and watch a funny show, or you sit with a group, it's completely different. If you sit with a group, your chances of laughing are 10 times higher than when you're alone. So laughing is contagious. And the fifth one, laughing is cognitive stimulation. So at all the points, it's just you have to understand the jokes, which can be difficult from people from Germany. Even worse for Austrians. Just joking. But anyway, when we laugh, it lets loose a tsunami of positive, healthy hormones like oxytocin, endorphins, dopamines, and it reduces the cortisol levels. So when we laugh, we're making ourselves happy. It's letting loose the happy hormones. It's also increasing our memory. It's helping us deal with pain. If we hurt ourselves when we laugh, it releases the pain. It strengthens our heart and our cardiovascular system. And scientists, they studied a group of Harvard University students, and they made them watch 20 minutes of comedy. And they saw after 20 minutes of comedy, they increased their memory by 25%. 25%. But even though there's all this amazing statistics out there and this amazing science, unfortunately, it's not really making it out to the mainstream world. Do you know why? Because medicine and pills are much more profitable. They're making money out of us not knowing this. They want to sell us more tablets. And the older generation, they understand this. The younger generation, they've missed the point. The older generation, they know it. I was once in this really arse of the world, horrible town, a place you never want to visit. What's it called again? Zurich. And I was in a bakery and this old lady came in, really old, you know. You know you're getting old when you help an old lady across the street and she's your wife. So this old lady came in, and she just started staring at me with this really kind of aggressive look on her face. And I thought, oh shit, what have I done? I've probably parked on her parking spot. She walked straight towards me and stopped right in front of me. Out of reflex, I said, it wasn't me. She put her hand out and she said, Mr. Spence, can I please shake your hand? I want to thank you for all the wonderful laughs you've given us over the year. Laughter is like honey for the soul. Please, keep it up. The younger generation need your help. I looked her in the eye and I said, I'll try my best. She smiled and turned around and walked out. And I can tell you, it was probably one of the most wonderful moments of my career. I've performed in front of 30,000 people. I've done TV shows. I've had standing ovations in huge halls. I've performed in 35 countries. But this is one of the moments I will never forget. Because this old lady, she must have been 93 years old. She understood it. She understood the power of humor and what it does for us. She understood that humor is not just a nice to have, it's a necessity. We need it. It's our inbuilt reset button. She understood that the humor is the glue that connects us all together. Having a laugh together, that connects us. She understood that that's why we need it in our everyday life. She understood that humor makes us happy and helps us when things are not going well. Does anyone know the saying, laughter is the best medicine? Does anybody know where it comes from? No one, huh? It comes from the Bible. So this message isn't new. People have been saying this for over 2,000 years. And in fact, they did a study in Paris, at the University of Paris, and they found out that 100 years ago, on average, we people here in Europe used to laugh 100 times 100 times a day. 100 times a day. How many people think in our modern world with computers and home office and TikTok that we all laugh 100 times a day still? No one. Who thinks it's about the half, so 50 times a day? Who thinks it's more like 20 times a day? It's way worse. It's on average 5 to 10 times a day. Laughter is actually dying out, like Swiss television. The good news is that small children, little children, they laugh between 200 to 400 times a day. 200 to 400 times a day, yeah. But as soon as they go to school, it drops off crazily. Yeah? And when we work, even worse. And it goes off to 0 by the time we hit 77. It hits 0 at 77. Then it comes magically back up again. After 77, people start laughing again. They're like, oh, I lived. Yeah, the problem is most people die at 77. That's the problem, though. But the problem is actually it comes from our school system. What do we learn in our... And they've proved it. They've scientifically proved it. Our school system is killing our creativity, and creativity kills our humour. So what do we learn at school? Sit quietly, pay attention, don't move, don't make mistakes. Don't make mistakes. And that kills creativity, not being able to make a mistake. Creativity comes from mistakes. In America, they're like, hey, go out there, make mistakes. You'll learn from mistakes. In Australia, we say, I like mistakes, medium rare. So go out there, make mistakes, and enjoy life. Who would like to learn a few tips about how to bring more humour and more laughter into your everyday life? Anyone? Yeah. Great. Well, visit my website, spence.academy. There are hundreds of tips on how to get more humour into your life. And it's really worth it, because humour is really our superpower. It strengthens our relationships, it strengthens our connections, it strengthens our business, and it strengthens our mental, emotional, and physical health. Keep smiling. Thank you.